Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Stylosa, and in this video, we're going to rate the Overwatch heroes. We have had Overwatch for, I like to say 5 years. It kind of is 5 years if you played the closed beta of the game, but for live Overwatch, it's like 4 years. So let's take a look at the heroes we got in Overwatch 1, because of course, we know there are no more new heroes coming to Overwatch, which is kind of a shame, but hopefully Overwatch 2 is just around the corner. Because if it's not, I'm going to probably lose my mind. All right, then. So what we're going to do here is break this down. Break the heroes down. We've got God tier design. Now, this is going to be the category for the heroes which are the most flamboyant, the best design, the most fluid, the heroes which are great to be killed by, the heroes which are great to kill people with or heal with or whatever. These are the heroes that I honestly believe are the absolute epitome of design in Overwatch. And then we're going to have really good stuff below, you know, because there's quite a few decent heroes. And then decent attempt. This is like, yeah, it's okay. Maybe some of these heroes were kind of like needed and yeah. And then we've got Forgettable, like who remembers these heroes? And then the last tier, I'm afraid, is who are these guys again? So yeah, let's do this. So I think if I'm going to go straight in and I'm just going to, let's do it. God tier design. So in terms of Overwatch, Ana is God tier design. I'll explain these in a second. Zarya is absolute God tier design as well. And I think, see, like, Genji is like, you see, Genji is really, really good. As a hero, Genji's awesome. And so is Tracer. So these to me are like heroes that, and even Hammond, right? And even Zen. Let's leave Zen because I think Zen is just really good. So if, oh, you know what? I might go for Echo as well because, okay, all right, okay. Let's just explain what's going on here. So Ana, it's a sniper healer. It's got a hit scan, it's got projectile, it's got a crowd control ability, it's got the ability to prevent the enemy team from healing, it can increase the healing on your own players, it's got an amazing ultimate, right? Everything about Ana, it's not OP. She was back in the day at some points, but Ana is like, she's got a very good skill ceiling where it's very difficult to become super good with Ana, but you've got those moments where you can make plays with Ana, and she is just a great hero. And this is the big one with Ana. She tempted DPS players to play support, and that is crucial because in early Overwatch, DPS players did not care about support. Because remember, there was no role queue. It was just everyone was queuing as DPS, and it was actually kind of, well, mega frustrating, to be honest. So that's why Ana's there. Zarya is just like... Zarya... You know, I probably would put Zarya as like the best hero in the game from a design perspective, because when you play against Zarya, it is so like there's windows of opportunity. You know, when a bubble goes down that you can pressure her. You know, when a bubble's up, you can't pressure her. When you're playing as Zarya, your bubble's up and you're getting charged. It feels great. And then you sort of expel that charge into the enemy team with damage. Again, that feels awesome. You've got your right click for long range. You've got your left click or your primary fire for close range. Your ultimate is really good if you can make it work. Of course, in the past, it was an OP ultimate, but they've nerfed it since then. It's not as powerful as it used to be. It doesn't suck you in from as far away. So, yeah, like, I don't think anyone would moan about being killed by Zarya, because if you die to Zarya, kind of your own fault, unless you just sort of right-clicked across the map or alternate fired and it just fell out of the sky and killed you. Really, like, really cool design and just super cool. I really like Zarya. Might be a little bit biased here, because these two were my first golden weapons. Zarya was my first golden weapon, and she is still my favorite tank, I guess. Probably behind Reinhardt, I guess. Anyway, let's go forward to Genji. So I think Genji he's like a hero that can only exist in Overwatch. Like, he's just crazy. Like, when you think of the movement of Genji, his dash, his deflect, the way his primary fire interacts with his secondary fire, with his dash, then his blade ultimate. This is a character where you can just totally live that cyborg ninja lifestyle. And I think that is just awesome. He's like one of the poster boys for Overwatch, and I don't think anyone would say that he's bad design. The thing is, though, with Genji, it can be quite frustrating when he kills you all over and over again. He's difficult to kill, but if you do kill him, if you're playing a McCree or a soldier or whatever, and you actually kill the Genji, it does feel super cool. It's like, okay, I've outplayed that guy, I've killed him, because he's really hard to hit. So I like Genji. I think Genji's actually a really cool design. And I think Genji's done a lot for Overwatch as well. Like, that design of that hero is so memorable. People love it. Which takes us on to the next hero, right? And this is Tracer. Because I'm going to say this right away. Tracer's the face of the game, and also was the very first hero that was built in Overwatch. She was based on the Jumper class, which was from Titan, or I don't know whether it was a class, but it was like a character that you could play. Jumper, because it's sort of like ported, jumped around. That became Tracer. She is amazing. This is the character that got me into Overwatch. If not for Tracer, I don't think I would have played Overwatch, because the very first character I played was Tracer. I got access to the closed beta, I loaded it in, it was Tracer, and I could not believe how you could blink and then rewind. That to me was just insane. There's nothing like that. Like, I was like, how does this work? You're going back in time, you're recalling back to a point. Well, you're not going back in time, but you're moving back to a point where you used to be. That's just crazy. Like, she's great. And again, her ultimate isn't too overbearing, right? It's an ultimate that I think suits her kit really well. She's super fast. If she can get in and chuck a bomb on you, it attaches to you, maybe you die. But there is a chance to outplay, because you've got stuff like bubble and, all those kind of things. So yeah, I really like that hero. And I think without her, I probably wouldn't have made all the videos that I made in Overwatch. So Tracer, definitely god tier design. I mean, these 4 heroes just don't exist in any other game, really. Maybe there's some games with projected bubble protection, let's say, and obviously with ninjas. But the way they've been implemented, I think, is awesome. So this one is controversial. Hammond is the most, and I mean the most, Overwatch hero in the game. He cannot exist in any other video game. He is literally a creation of Overwatch. And I reckon Hammond is like the most craziest we'll see. I don't think we'll see a hero that ever goes above the level of Hammond, because he's a hamster in a giant mech ball that can grapple, roll around, disrupt people, slam into the ground. His ultimate's a minefield. He got personal shields if he gets caught out of position. This is a hero, ladies and gentlemen. And even just the whole design of the hero, the way that you see him like in the cockpit with his little paws, and he's like rolling. It's just great. This hero is really, really good. It's just Overwatch, right? In a nutshell. So I'm going to put him as god tier design. Now, some of you guys might disagree with that, because it can be quite really frustrating to play against. He's super frustrating to kill. But yeah, as a hero, yeah. I remember. Now, the last one that I've gone for here is Echo. Now, Echo, this is like, is it magnum opus? It's basically your swan song that I'm trying. That's what I'm looking for here, where it's like the pinnacle of your hero design throughout all the years of Overwatch development is this hero. The fact it can turn into other heroes, right? It is mental. The fact that was technically possible is crazy. She can fly, but it's not oppressive. Her primary fire is pretty good if you can land the hits, but it's difficult because it's projectile. A secondary fire, if you land all the sticky bombs, does a ton of damage. Her E ability, or whatever it will be on the consoles, is a beam, which just melts you if you're under 50% health. She is really good. And even just the way she's built as well, like the model, the way she interacts, her emotes, everything. This is like a modern Overwatch hero, but a really, really ultra modern hero. And I think she's awesome. Everything. Her sound design is incredible. And actually, sound design on Hammond is incredible. His like dual machine guns sound amazing when he fires them. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave them at the moment. There might be one more which I could put into this. It could be Sombra, but we'll get onto that. Okay. Let's go for really good stuff. So these are heroes that I think are good ideas on paper and do play kind of well. And again, are very much Overwatchy heroes. And I think I'm going to kick this off. I'm going to put D.Va, Zen. I'm definitely going to put Zen in this category. There's an argument for Zen going into tier 1, but I'm going to put Zen in tier 2. I kind of want to go for Reinhardt. I'm also tempted to go for Mercy here as well. You know what? Maybe Baptiste. The thing, like, what I really like about Baptiste and Ana is that their support's designed to attract DPS players. And I think that's great, because we all know there's just loads of DPS players and there's not a lot of supports or tanks. So anything we can do to get them to play other roles is great. That's why Zarya, I think, is really good. Okay, I'm going to put Baptiste in there as well. I am tempted to put Mercy in this category. And I think, no, you know what? I'm going to put Lucio and I'm going to put Mercy in that category. Okay, I think we're going to sit with that. Now, let me explain what I'm thinking. So, D.Va is, well, she's in a mech. Now, the thing with D.Va is she exists as a mech, and when you destroy her, her mech despawns, and then D.Va spawns. So there's two kind of characters in one. Now, she's cool when she's in a little D.Va bunny mode, although it's not great with the bunny blaster. She's probably going to die, or you should just kill yourself and then get your mech back. But the mech itself is really cool. But the mech never used to be as cool as it actually is now. I remember back in 2017, I think, maybe it was 2016 at Gamescom. It was Gamescom anyway. I forget. I've been to that many Gamescom. But it was one of the Gamescoms where they gave D.Va the micro missiles and changed the way that she worked, where she could fire as she was boosting. Because I don't think she could do that before. Maybe she could. But she could fire the missiles. She didn't even have the missiles at that time. But the thing with D.Va is defense matrix, right? And her ultimate ability, which gave us countless play of the game clips, which I think cemented Overwatch is like a game on Reddit that everyone was interested in. So yeah, Defense Matrix, cool ability. It deletes projectiles. Again, the really early Defense Matrix was kind of not great because you just turned it on and it was on, then it turned off and there was a big cooldown. And then we got the bar where you could sort of use Defense Matrix and bring it down, but there wasn't much of a cooldown, so you could just eat everything. And then we got like the kind of current version of D.Va where you can use it, and then when you stop using it, you still got the bar that replenish the charge, but there is a cooldown before you can use it again. And it got reduced in size, I do believe. But yeah, she's cool. She's very mobile. She's one of these dive tanks in Overwatch, which I guess we could put Winston in this category maybe as well. But I think I'm going to leave Winston for decent attempt. Although I don't know actually, because Winston is one that might swap between the tiers. So yeah, I really like D.Va, and I think D.Va's really cool. The design of the hero as well, super cool. It works. And she's got quite a lot of lore, D.Va. Remember, she's got a shooting star cinematic. She's part of the Mecha Squad. We all know what they do in South Korea. She's got her own map, basically, with Busan. She's got loads of lore, this character, and it's really cool to see. All right, let's move on to Zen. So Zen. Oh, my Lord, Zen. Why do I like Zen? Now, again, it's this sort of support thing that does damage. I seem to really enjoy that, or has the potential to do damage. Now, with the other supports, Zen is the one that does the most damage by far. You are an artillery platform firing away. The fact that he's a robotic monk. Well, we know he's an Omnic, but he's a robotic monk that is sort of religious, and is he the leader of his religion? I don't even know, actually. He's obsessed with passing into the iris. He's in Nepal. There's no Zen lore. We've kind of gathered that, but hopefully there will be with Overwatch 2. But like, the fact that he's got a Discord, which can increase damage on targets, the fact that he's got a pretty decent heal he can apply to one target and it heals them over time, synergizes really well with other heroes like Tracer and Genji, which is super cool, and even Winston and D.Va. And his ultimate is one of those ults in the game which can just cancel out other stuff. Now, before Anna came into the game, and when Anna was launched, this is something we've got to say. She wasn't played a lot, Anna. She was like, hey, she's cool, she's great, but pro players never played her. So it meant she didn't really get too popular on the ladder. And then, yeah, we didn't kind of play with her for a while. Then we started to realize how super good she was. There was a player called Rouge Hong, incredible player, was like, hey, guys, look how good Anna is. Then everybody was playing Anna. Then she had to be nerfed. But before Anna, Zen could not be stopped healing. Like, Anna can throw a Bionade into a trance in Zen and it can mess him up. That's kind of unlucky for Zen. But without that, Zen was just incredibly powerful. He still is incredibly powerful. His ultimate will negate loads of stuff in the game. That is just an incredibly good hero. And I just like him. The only thing I don't like about Zen is he's really easy to shoot because he's just like a massive square. And I like his alternate fire as well, the way he charges it up. Really good stuff, right? Really good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Reinhardt, what can I say about this? He is the tank of Overwatch, right? He's the poster boy tank of the game. He's got a big barrier that was designed for some of the early maps in the game. If you go to King's Row, you'll see that all the choke points kind of line up with Reinhardt's barrier. There's a reason for that because they designed them all around Reinhardt. Some later maps generally don't do that, but yeah, most earlier maps kind of were like Reinhardt-centric maps. Yeah, and he's just a massive crusader in armor. Now, for me, I was a big MMO player back in the day. I used to play a game called EverQuest and EverQuest 2, and I was always the tank. So the fact I could play a tank in a competitive FPS game was incredible to me. And this is kind of going off on a tangent, but there was an esports team back in 2016, 2017, Melty Esports. I think they were French. They had a tank player that was really old. I think he was getting on for 40 years old. He was a good player, but that kind of showed older players that, hey, you know what, guys? You don't always have to be some incredibly, like, mental Twitch aimer. This is a game where you can be more tactical, where you can be more sort of methodical with what you do. Obviously, as time goes on, you know, you still need good skills. There will be other Reinhardts that will outskill you and stuff. But that was a cool kind of little story from the early days of Overwatch. It showed you how, like, viable and, like, how... how viable different skill sets were. So Reinhardt, really good stuff, Blizz. I do like him. His ultimate was good. It's terrible now. They've destroyed it. Anyway, Baptiste, yeah. Now, the only thing I don't like about Baptiste is I don't like his jump boots. I feel like they just gave him them just because, like, okay, we need him to get access to high ground, so let's let him jump. But, like, Anna doesn't have access to high ground. You know, and other supports don't, like Zen, although that's not really a fair comparison. I think Anna and Moira will be a better comparison for Baptiste. Really good ability in Lamp. The fact you can just throw down an immortality field is insane. That is actually insane. Again, this shows more like modern Overwatch design where we've got heroes with abilities that just cancel ultimates, which makes them really powerful. His heal, kind of difficult to hit with his alternate fire if people are jumping all over the place. But if there's just clumps of players, it's really powerful. His AoE regen got massively nerfed recently. It's kind of okay. And his ultimate, like his ultimate, probably well, it is the weakest of all the support ultimates in the game, but you can kind of use it yourself. It's like a selfish support ult where you can just drop it down in front of yourself, drop the window, and fire through it, and he's kind of fun. I don't know actually. I might move him down to decent attempt. I think what's getting me here is he again has quite a lot of lore attached to him. He's got a short story, a comic, and I like that about characters in the game. Let's leave him. We might come back to Batiste. Lucio, I mean, Lucio, this is an Overwatch hero again. This is like Hammond. This is wall riding. You've got a sonic weapon. You can boot people away into all the environmental kills. Your ultimate is great, although I wish actually it gave you more shields from height. So if you sort of jumped off the top of Lijiang Tower, you get a massive sound barrier. I think there's a workshop mode for that actually, which would just be crazy. Can you imagine dropping down, bang, and you've got 50,000 shields? Might be slightly ridiculous. He's just great, Lucio. He's just great. He's survivable as a support. He doesn't have overbearing healing. He's got speed boost. This is the thing we need to talk about. Speed, speed, speed. This dictated Overwatch. In fact, if this tier maker was about meta heroes, this guy would be here. He would be absolutely at the top because he was in the meta for the longest time ever in Overwatch history. Probably then followed by maybe Mercy with the Moth meta. That went for a long time. Or maybe even Reinhardt. Anyway, Lucio, I'm going to put him at this tier. Yeah, speed boost was great. The fact you could speed into enemy teams, rapidly get into good positions was just great. You could run away from enemy ultimates. You could do loads of stuff, right? Imagine if the enemy soldiers tac visoring. Okay, I'm just going to run away. Like, take my team with me. There's loads of different things you could do. He's just incredible. He's such a good hero. And I'm so glad as well that he was one of the poster boys for Overwatch 2, especially with the Rio de Janeiro mission, which was shown at BlizzCon last year and all the stuff they showed. Obviously, they had Tracer there, Genji and Mercy in that. But I'm glad they included Lucio in that because, yeah, he's great. Lucio is great. And I have massive respect for Lucio players because I don't really have the sort of awareness to play him that well. Like, I can wall climb, but I don't really know what I'm doing a lot of the time. And I'll get caught out of position and it's not great. Well, wall ride, I guess, not climb. So I've got massive respect for good Lucio players. They're insane. Now, Mercy. Okay, really good stuff, Mercy. I like Mercy. Now, some people might be like, Sty, what are you talking about? I do actually like Mercy. Now, I like that Mercy is highly mobile if you're aware of what's going on. Because if you're not, then you've got a problem, right? So you can get caught out of position. You can't Guardian Angel away to a different target. You get trapped. You get killed. You get punished with Mercy, with bad positioning. Whereas the other healers, they can kind of chill in positions. Maybe Zen gets caught out of position, maybe Anna, but they've got things they can do to keep themselves alive. The only thing Mercy can do is look for a Guardian Angel target and get the hell out of there. If she can't do that, she's going to be caught out of position, and then she's going to be dead. Now, I don't think she does enough healing. I think Blizzard should all give her more healing, right? We are seeing her in the meta at the moment, just because I think other heroes are strong. She works well with Soldier, works well with Ash, even Ash. Something else on my mind here with Mercy. Yeah, like, maybe they shouldn't give her more healing, actually. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, because she actually is kind of stable at the moment. I mean, I've made loads of videos on Mercy talking about things they could do to change the hero. Right, let's talk about her ultimate, because this, I think, was the problem. Back in the day, when Mercy could res everyone, it was insanely broke. It was totally broke, right? Because everyone knows on Temple of Anubis, all you would do with Mercy is wait until your team got wiped out. Maybe the enemy used Grav, Pulse Bomb, Grav, Dragon, whatever. And then you just walk out of the spawn, press the Alt key, and everybody is back. Like, you literally res the entire team. It was broken as hell. Now, it fit her really well as a character, but it was super broken. And I think throughout the history of this character, they had a massive problem with making res actually like work. Because res should never work in a game like this, because it's so powerful. The fact if someone gets killed, you can just bring them back again is super powerful. Like, if you have a Widow meta or a Sniper meta with Hands Own Widow, you're always going to take the Mercy, because if one of your DPS get killed in a duel, you're just going to res them, or anyone else gets killed, you're going to res them, right? So powerful. So she is still pretty powerful, but I just like her. And also, what I really like about Mercy, and this is something I haven't really spoke about at the moment, but Mercy is, again, well, no, we kind of have, actually, because she's like Reinhardt. They attract players that are not FPS players, and that's massive. Like, that is actually massive, right? You've got to understand, guys, that is huge for Overwatch, right? Because you get people who think, you know what, I'm going to give this game a go. They might not have the best aim, but they might have a good brain, loads of other different stuff. So Mercy, yeah, really good stuff. All right. Let's go on to decent attempt. So I think these are going to be heroes that. Now, see, this is one like Sigma. Oh, I kind of want to put Sigma in really good. You know, I'm going to put Sigma there as well. And the reason I'm going to put Sigma there, amazing origin story, the best in the game by far. Um, his kit is really good, but no, I'm not. I'm going to put him in decent attempt, and the reason why is because I think he suffers from over design. He has got an answer for everything. He's got a barrier that's projected that was stolen from reworked Symmetra before she was reworked again. He's got a really good primary attack. He's got a long range stun where he can throw a rock at you, which is pretty good. He's got a really good ultimate that just destroys everybody, and it's very hard to stop. You need to put him to sleep or kill him as he's doing it, but it's still really difficult. And he's got his suck, which just means that if his shield goes down, he just sucks damage, which is just defense matrix. So he kind of takes a lot of stuff from other heroes in the game, and he's got an answer for everything. So I think he's a decent attempt. Now, the thing, I don't know. I do like playing Sigma, though, but that's probably because he's got answers to everything. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave him at decent attempt. Okay. We will go over this as well at the end of this video and just sort of make some changes because we might need to make changes. But at the moment, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to put Sombra in decent attempt. I'm going to put Winston. I do like, no, I'm going to put Moira. Ashe. You know what, as well? I think I'm going to put May and I'm going to put Symmetra in this tier. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Let me explain what I'm thinking. So, Sombra. The thing with Sombra, like, again, I like Sombra from a design perspective. I don't like the way we got that the announcement trait, like the Sombra animated short, and it had Katya Volskaya in, and then that just went nowhere. And then actually we got no, I tell a lie. We got a comic, didn't we, that had links in, the Omnic links with Zarya, and they kind of tracked down Sombra, but that's as far as that story went. They could have done more with that. Hopefully they do with Overwatch 2, but hey, whatever. So yeah, she can hack. Frustrating ability, probably the most frustrating ability in the entire game, to be honest. I mean, this is something which just destroys Reinhardt, destroys Hammond if you get hacked, destroys Pharah, Doomfist destroyed if they get hacked. Invis, the way it's done, I think is okay. Translocator is a nice ability. There's a bit of counterplay there. If you find the Translocator, you can destroy it. I like the way she can hack health packs. Her ultimate, very thematic. The EMP, best ultimate in the game, or best engagement ultimate in the game by far. She's got a lot going for her, Sombra, to be honest. And I just really like the design of the hero. I really like the design of the hero. I'm tempted to put her into really good stuff as well. But it's just the thing with Sombra is I think she's just super frustrating to play against. Which, from like a sort of, I guess, the design perspective as a player playing against the Sombra, it's frustrating, right? When you're playing as the Sombra, it's fun, but playing against it, it's frustrating. Whereas all these guys at the top, yeah, they can be frustrating, some of them, but when you outplay them, it feels awesome. Whereas Sombra, it's like, I don't know, she's a little bit annoying. We'll leave that. All right, Winston. Okay, I like Winston. Winston, I think, was my second golden tank weapon, and then I got Reinhardt's golden hammer, I think. Yeah, Winston is good when the meta suits him and you can play dive and you can just get in there. But Winston suffers from Sombra ruins him, Doomfist ruins him, Reaper ruins him, Roadhog ruins him. Yeah, McCree ruins him, I guess. Like, he has a bad time. He has a bad time, Winston does, in the game. But then sometimes he can have really, really good times. But like, think of him from a design perspective, right? So he's a big gorilla. He probably was the hero that was the most Overwatchy in terms of how far they want to push the design before Hammond happened, where he's like, yeah, look, he's a giant ape. He's also a scientist. Okay, this is like Beast from X-Men. He's based on that, obviously. And yeah, he's got jump packs. You can jump in. He's got a Tesla cannon, which doesn't really require aim. No, I'm a Winston main. I've got no aim, no brain, whatever. I'm a Winston main. But it complements when he jumps in. So he jumps in, he does damage when he hits the target, then he melees them quickly and then starts damaging them. Yeah, and his ultimate is very good again. Like, he just gets angry. Again, it's the Beast from X-Men. He gets super angry, rips his thing off, just goes crazy. the skill with that ultimate, knocking people about, juggling people. Yeah, like he's just. I think he's just decent. Like he's good. He doesn't blow your socks off. He's like, oh my god, this guy's insane. I mean, to be honest, no. You know what? No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna swap Winston and Reinhardt. Yeah, I'm gonna swap Winston and Reinhardt just because I think Reinhardt. Oh, I don't know actually. Oh, this is really hard. This is. I don't know. Like Reinhardt is. Okay, we'll just leave that. We'll just leave it like that. All right, Moira. I like Moira because she's like a priest from World of Warcraft. She's like a shadow priest. She does damage and she heals. She's got life steal. Her ultimate, I think, is really good for her. Fits her really well. It's not one of these over the top ultimates that just destroys everybody, or just you press a button and it's like, okay, now you guys die. I hate those ultimates. I think Blizzard hate those ultimates as well. That's why recent heroes maybe don't have them. Although Sigma and Echo could just turn into anybody with once, maybe, yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like a Fade as well is a good ability to disengage. The thing with Moira, and I think this is one of the issues people have had with her throughout her lifespan in Overwatch, is she is you can make a lot of mistakes with Moira and get away with it. Think about if you're Baptiste, right, or Anna, or Mercy. If you've got bad position as Mercy and you can't fight a Guardian Angel target, you're dead. If you're Baptiste and you've used Immortality Field, and, well, you're basically dead because you self-heal from your AoE regen isn't really good enough unless you could jump away, but you're kind of dead, right? If you're Anna and you don't have your nade or you sleep, you're kind of dead. The thing, though, with Moira is she will always have Fade. When you get close to her and try and kill her, she will fade away. And that, to me, is like, it's a decent attempt, but I think it's a little bit too strong. Some of the stuff I kind of did like that Blizzard did on the experimental card, where they tried to change the way Fade worked to kind of give Moira a bit of outplay potential. Which again leads me on to the next thing with Moira, is it's very hard to have like this great moment with Moira where it's like, wow, I've made a play and that was super good. Because Moira, you just get a lot of value from just kind of playing Moira a lot of the time, if your team comp works with it, right? So if the enemy had like a Genji that was harassing your backline and you were maybe playing an Anna or a Baptiste and he was killing you, you just go, okay, I'm going to play Moira. And then it's really hard for Genji to do anything. And should it really be like that? But then maybe the Genji should change. I don't know. So Moira, a little bit too easy to get good value from, even in this day and age. But yeah, decent attempt. And she's also a really cool design as well as a character. Really like Moira. Okay, let's move on to Ashe. There is a weapon in Unreal Tournament, and I forgot the name of it. Shock Rifle, I think it is, where you fire a ball as your alternate fire out of it, and then you primary fire into it and it explodes. This is what this hero has with dynamite. She throws the dynamite and you shoot it and it explodes. This gives you a lot of utility because it lets you damage people around the corners. It lets you as well charge a lot of ultimate charge, which leads us on to Bob, which is actually a really fun ultimate. She's the first hero in the game that kind of has an extra hero, like a pet hero. Okay, he's just a glorified Torbjorn turret. And I guess you could say Torb's the first pet hero in the game. But like, Bob is surprisingly effective, but he does have counters. Reinhardt can barrier him. D.Va can defense matrix him. Anna can put him to sleep. There's a lot of things you can do with him. So he's not like a super OP, but he does tend to get value if you use him at awkward times. I like Ashe's weapon as well. The rifle for Ashe feels really satisfying, and it's taken him a little bit of time to get it to feel like really good. Things like changing its ammo and its reload speed. Because the thing Ashe suffered from when she first came out is you'd fire all your bullets, and then you were just running around reloading while everyone else was just killing, well, like everything. So it was like super difficult to get value. Yeah, and I like Coach Gun. Lets her access high ground. I'm a bit salty because I like Soldier 76. Probably he is my most played hero. By quite a bit, actually. Which is interesting, right? I'm not even putting him on the list just yet because I think he's completely forgettable as a hero, but whatever. I don't know what that says about me. But yeah, Ashe, she's just a better Soldier 76 if you got the aim. And yeah, I was salty because you couldn't really jump up in the air with Soldier, but I guess you got heal and sprint, so decent attempt. Do like Ashe. And also she's like McCree's like anti-McCree in a way. She's the bad McCree, although McCree was bad and part of the Deadlock gang. Anyway, do like her. She's pretty good. Okay, Mei. Oh, Mei. All right, I'm going to take a drink before we get into Mei. Oh, Lord. I hope you guys are enjoying this, by the way. If you are, do drop a like and a sub. I don't know how long this has been going on for, but like, this is actually really cool to think about the heroes this way. I generally don't think like this. Or like always, I sort of think about like meta and like how strong the heroes are like right now. And that sort of impacts where I put them on a list. But when you just think of them as like a pure design, it's just awesome. And it also makes you realize how diverse Overwatch is. Okay. So, May. I don't like heroes that take away control from your character. I really don't like heroes that do that. It's why I don't like Doomfist, but I really like playing Doomfist. In fact, Doomfist, so I don't think I should say this, but Doomfist, I have a Doomfist account where I just one-trick Doomfist, and it's my highest rated account at the moment, by far. I think this is because soldiers matter, so I can just destroy him over and over again. But yeah, Doomfist feels incredible for the player doing the killing, but then not for the people being instantly killed. And also, like, what the hell were Blizzard smoking when they were like, you know what, we've got this, like, FPS MOBA-ish game that we want to kind of be more FPS-y. Let's put a fighting game character into it. It's like, that can one-shot people. Yeah, anyway, we'll get on to Doomfist in a second. So, yeah, May. Freezes you, I don't like it. Multi-freeze, I don't like it. Ghost has got invulnerability, which is stolen from World of Warcraft because that's what ISIS do. Mages do go into Ice Block. Ultimate freezes everybody. The only bit of May's kit that I actually like is her alternate fire, because I like that. There's a bit of skill to it when you land the headshots. But we'll just leave May at that. Decent attempt. She's not forgettable because everyone knows who May is. And when she's on the field, she completely changes the way the game plays. Obviously with the wall as well, which I totally forgot. Which actually, I remember when May was announced. This was ages, man. When was May announced? Like at BlizzCon before Overwatch came out, maybe? I can't remember. But May had a wall. You had deployable terrain in an FPS game. Now, of course, we've got Valorant where you've got Sage that can do it. But May was the OG with this, and everyone was like, oh my god, that is going to be so broken. Yeah, it was powerful throughout the life of Overwatch and the character, but recently, maybe not as powerful. But yeah, May, decent attempt. All right, Symmetra. Okay, so Symmetra, what I like about Symmetra is she is fantastically unique, right? I even like Symmetra's backstory. She's a character with autism. How crazy is that? Like, that is insane. Like, again, just shows you how diverse Overwatch is. So she's got a great backstory. She's got an awesome comic as well. Would like more lore, but I say that about every Overwatch hero. Her primary fire. Okay. The old version of this would lock onto people, and it was really obnoxious. And old Symmetra with the shield gen and the other God knows what she was messing around with. Wasn't really a fan of that Symmetra, but we're talking about modern Symmetra now. I like her primary fire. I like the way it charges upon shields. I think that's very thematic. Actually does a lot of damage as well. You obviously have to aim this. It isn't a lock-on ability, but it's still kind of forgiving, and it's still pretty easy to do damage with if you've got the charge, right? Because when you've got no charge, you're kind of like a bit limp. You don't really do anything. Like the way she's got turrets. Like the way Blizzard changed them over the years to make them a little bit stronger. I like her ultimate as well. Her ultimate is one of those ults that just completely changes the game when it goes off. Can be played around because all you need to do is walk through it. The fact that they could do that in the game, and I think there's a very interesting technical story behind that, where Blizzard had to do some crazy wizardry to even make that work. Deploying this massive barrier, it's just crazy. The thing is, though, I don't think Blizzard have ever been happy with Symmetra. Like, she's the most reworked hero in the game. I think she's had 3 reworks, right? So she, well, yeah, original, secondary, with the projected barrier, and then like we've got now. Decent attempt, but I've always kind of wanted Symmetra to be able to build other stuff, because her whole kind of thing is this hard light technology where she can just make things out of light, like almost like holograms that come real. Like, give her something else, but what else could you give her? I don't know. I do really like Symmetra. I really like it. Okay, let's talk about forgettable heroes. Right, so my favorite heroes going in here. Now, these are just heroes that are like kind of one-dimensional, right? It's just like, okay, that's what this hero does, and like, yeah, it's not really too. Oh, I can't put Junkrat. I'm gonna put Widow in this category. Oh, Hog. It's probably not fair. Oh, this is gonna change because that is not fair to Hog. That is absolutely not fair to Hog. Farah. Junkrat's not forgettable. But he is, though, because... Oh, is he? Okay, I'm not going to say nothing about Junkrat, but I'm going to put him here. Decent attempt. I like Junkrat. You know I like Junkrat. I'll leave it at that. I like Junkrat. He's just such a... I've got his laugh. I literally love Junkrat. You got to love it. Oh, Lord. Okay, hang on. Let me take a drink. How long have I been going for here? Good God, like 35 minutes? Oh, you do get carried away with this. Oh, by the way, if this is good and you guys enjoy it, let me know of other tier lists you'd like to see below. We could do all kinds of stuff, like maybe rank the maps, the ultimates. I don't know, loads of stuff. Okay, okay. So, well, yeah, you can see where I've bashed my keyboard. That should say forgettable, but it's actually destroyed. Is Torb forgettable though? He's not, is he? This kind of isn't really. I've got to remember the point of this is like the design of the hero and how it fits into Overwatch and how sort of good it is. That's kind of what I'm going for. Whereas like, so okay, let me explain this. Soldier is just a Call of Duty FPS guy, right? That's why he's there. He's forgettable. I know why he's there because he's obviously accessible to people that want to play that kind of character. I like him, and he's my favorite hero that I play the most, right? So yeah, well, he's a hero I play the most. Does that mean he's my favorite? I don't know. Probably still Zarya is maybe, but I just get more enjoyment playing him. So I guess maybe he is. Reaper is just very in your face. He's got 2 shotguns. He's just point blank. I'm here to kill tanks. That's kind of it. McCree is the same as like Soldier. He's just got a D-Eagle effectively from Counter-Strike. Now, I know it's not a D-Eagle. He's clearly got a revolver, right? I got destroyed last time I said this. This was years ago, by the way, as well. What I mean is just in terms of damage output, right? It's like high damage pistol, bang, 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 and then he reloads kind of thing. Yeah, he's got a flashbang he can roll. It's kind of boring. Same for Widow, right? She's just, yeah, we need a sniper. So we've got a sniper and she's got a grappling hook. Yeah, she's got a cool charge mechanic and she's got wall hack, which everyone lost their mind about, I'll have you know. When that was revealed, it was like, what the hell? They've got like it was like with Soldier. It's like you got a aimbot ultimate, and then you've got a wall hack. What are you doing, Blizz? Right? But again, she's kind of forgettable, right? Because she's just a sniper. It's like, okay, Roadhog. Is it called Pudge? I think it's called Pudge, right? From Dota. That's what Roadhog is. He's a again from World of Warcraft. He's an abomination. That's all he is. He's got a hook that he throws out, pulls you in, and then he kills you. That's exactly what he is. So they kind of ripped him from other games. That's what I'm going to say. That's why he's in this category. Same for Farah, right? She's just the rocket character. She's basically the Quake 3 rocket launcher, but can fly. That is it. And I think she was called Rocket Queen in early development. These are forgettable, really, for design. Like, and when I say design, I mean the way they play, not their like actual aesthetic. Because obviously, Widow's like great. Soldier's got a good backstory. Hog looks amazing. I mean, all the characters look good, right? It's not about that. Just about like their impact, I guess, like on the game. All right, okay. Do I want to put anyone else in forgettable? You know what? This is mega controversial. I'm going to put Brig there. I'm going to put Brig in decent attempt because I know what they were trying to do with Brig. They wanted Brig to be like a paladin. So she's a support that's a tank. There's no other support tank in the game, but they broke the game. They absolutely broke the game with Brig. She ruined the game for a long time. They didn't know what to do with her. Everyone was calling for it to be deleted. Eventually, they got to a point where she was okay. But look at her now. Where is she? You see her sometimes. You see her with like, I don't know if you need to like survive against Tracer Genji maybe, but then just play Moira. Why take the Brig? So she's like a victim of Blizzard having a good intention, a good idea for a hero. Also in the lore, she's like Reinhardt's squire and she's Torbjorn's daughter, even though she's like 6 foot something and Torb's like 2 foot. Torb's got like 12 kids or something ridiculous as well. Hopefully we get to know about that lore. Good lord. But yeah, I think they had good intentions with Brig. But it just went bad. So it's like, why should she even be in the decent attempt here? I think the thing with Brig is if she was set up to be a support that, because I think the critical mistake with Brig is they had her as a support, which was with the tanks. So she's on the front line. She's as survivable as the tanks. She can just do whatever she likes. Not a support that is playing from the back line, but is kind of tanky. That's where she is now. But she's kind of like lost a lot of a sort of, I don't know, appeal. She is difficult. Like she is such a difficult hero for Overwatch and probably the hero which changed the game the most. Okay. So, forgettable. Can I put uh, Torb, like, this bottom tier of, like, who are these guys? Like, literally the most boring. Okay, this is just boring, apparently without caps. But boring. This is just like, I don't know. These guys are just like, I mean, it's Orisa. It's actually Orisa. I don't even think we can put these guys in this category because, like, Doomfist again, I think is Doomfist maybe goes here as well because he's like totally off the wall, isn't he? He's like, let's put a fighting character game hero into the game. But like I said earlier, it made no sense, right? It was like crazy. It's like, what are you doing, Blizzard? So I just don't think that he should really be in the game. It sounds wrong, right? But even though, like I said, he's my highest rated account. I really like playing Doomfist. I love him. It's like, you know, it's like Brig, right? She's fun to play, but kind of annoying to play against when she'd stun you and kill you. I mean, she can't really do that as reliably as she could before. It's same for Junkrat, right? Where you can just spam grenades. It's like, oh, I've killed someone. It's funny, right? When you're playing Junkrat. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about this. This is definitely true. Orisa is the most boring hero in the game. Like, she's just, her lore is just like, I mean, Numbani is kind of based around her, right? The airport hasn't been fixed since the attack. I mean, Efi's more interesting than Orisa, infinitely more interesting. Like, why wasn't Efi just a person who was put into the game? What's all this thing about a little kid that designs an Omnic? Just like, imagine how cool it would be if, like, Efi was like, I don't know, somebody like in their, I don't know, early 30s, mid 20s or something, and she was like somebody from, like, she could. Possibilities are endless, right? She could have been so much cooler than it is. But I think what happened with Orisa is Blizzard were like, we've got a problem. We want to try and solve it. And we want this anchor tank, this tank that can just set up in a location and set up a bunker. And I think that's kind of what they did with Orisa. And then built the hero. Then we're like, oh, we need some sort of description with the hero. And then, yeah, that's what we got. She's so forgettable as a character. It's just like, I mean, shield, mini grav, okay. Fusion driver, been buffed recently, is actually fairly good right now. Ultimate damage boost to everyone, which again is just like Mercy damage boosting you basically. It's like, oh, and Fortify as well, so she can't be stunned, which was supposed to be the answer to Doomfist. It's like, oh yeah, just take Orisa, but the thing is, Doomfist just goes into your back line and just kills everyone anyway and just ignores the Orisa. So I don't know. Yeah, she's totally forgettable. Hanzo, right? This is controversial as hell. Hanzo is absolutely forgettable in my eyes. He just spams arrows, right? That is literally it with that hero. He's the most random hero going. I do have a golden bow for this hero, I'll have you know, and I do enjoy playing him. But he is just random as hell, and he's super frustrating to play against. Frustrating when he kills you. It's frustrating when you kill people because you don't even know what you're doing with them. His ultimate, though, is actually kind of fun. Does work well with the characters, but I just think he's boring. Like, look at his brother. He's a goddamn cyborg ninja. And then you just got Hanzo, guy with a bow. Yeah. Like, these guys, right? What Blizzard should have done is, like, one of them should have been, like, an evil cyborg ninja, right? And one should have been a good one. Like, Genji's the good one, and Hanzo's, like, the killer cyborg. That would have been cool as hell. Instead, he's just the guy with a bow. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. All right, Torb. You see Bastion, right? Okay. Is Bastion boring? I think he is. I don't think there's any place for this hero in Overwatch. I think he's just, like, Overwatch is about movement. Like, this is the crazy thing with Orisa as well. Like, you don't want characters that are stationary. You want to move, right? If you're moving around, the game feels more fun. If you're just sitting in the corner with like in sentry mode, just blasting away with the turret, it's like, it's kind of boring. I think it's kind of boring. I don't know. He's boring. He is boring. I won't take it any. Like, that's it. He's boring. Torb. This is the one. What do I do with Torb? I'm not sure what to do with Torb because, like, Torb is. I don't think Torb's boring. I think Torb exists in a tier between these bottom two. I don't think he's, like, boringly forgettable. Okay. Torb is a World of Warcraft dwarf, right? So a Blizzard dwarf, effectively. He is a poor man's engineer from Team Fortress 2. The Team Fortress 2 engineer could do all kinds of stuff. He could build like dispensers, turrets, upgrade them, or whatever. Original Torp could upgrade his turret to begin with, and then when he popped his ulti, it turned into a tier 3 turret. But he only ever had a turret. And the turret isn't really that good because you can just be played around. So throw your turret in a corner, and you just go back to firing away with your projectile weapon. You've got a close range burst on it. Now, obviously, with modern Torb, you can activate his ability, which I always forget the name of. Oh, is it over? It's not Overdrive, is it? Molten Core's his ulti. Whatever it is, I don't know. When he gets extra armor and increased fire rate, kind of a bit boring. And his ultimate is pretty funny, to be fair. So I don't know whether we could call him super, super boring. I think he's the least boring out of these heroes. Okay. All right, let's think about where we are now. Do we need to move anyone around here? Because I don't think we do, you know. I think I'm happy with this. I think this is pretty good. Like, I think this is pretty good, actually. I think I agree with this. Now, like I said, guys, this is about like how I feel the characters have been designed, like in terms of their gameplay mechanics and stuff. Not like do I personally like the heroes, because that was true. Soldier would be number one because I play him all the time. Like Soldier and Reinhardt, and then Winston and Zarya are probably my most played. For supports, it's Anna. So I guess I put Anna at the top. So I guess I am being a little bit cheeky. Anna Zen. Yeah, I'm kind of have been a bit cheeky. But Doomfist, like I said, I'm the highest rated with Doomfist right now. I just like literally one trick in Doomfist. I think that's because the meta is quite favorable to him. Yeah. I mean, do you guys agree with this? This is actually kind of cool. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. This is actually, I'm going to be thinking about this for hours because the more I look at this now, I feel like like Sigma. I think Sigma's better than Decent Attempt, but just because Sigma's abilities are he's a bit too good at everything. Like he suffers from that in his design. Like he doesn't really have like a massive weakness. I mean, obviously when his barrier's destroyed and you don't have Suck, you can kill him. But he's got like a lot of options. There's always something you can do with Sigma. Like you compare Sigma to Reinhardt. Like Reinhardt, he either got his barrier out or he's doing damage and taking damage. Like he can't do both, but Sigma can do both. And it's always been frustrating with Sigma. All right, I'm going to leave it at that because this video is just going forever because it seems like it's going forever anyway. What? All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. I've been Stylosa. My voice is destroyed. Let me know if you want to see any more tier list videos. I'd love to do it. I actually think these are kind of fun. This is way more fun than I thought it would be. So, yeah, thank you, guys. Sub to the channel. Click the bell. Like it as well if you loved it. And leave a comment below on what you think we should do for another tier maker video. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Toodaloo.